This is how Jerusalem looked in the 1st century AD, Second Temple period Jerusalem.
I figured there'd been
Now,
more
how
houses.
do we know that Jerusalem looked like this in the 1st century? First of all, we have the Bible. Then we have many ancient books, like the book of Josephus Flavius. Josephus Flavius, who was a Jew, and he was taken a prisoner by the Romans, and he became a Jewish historian. He documented everything. He described Jerusalem in the smallest details. And we have another book written by Pliny the Elder. Pliny the Elder was not a Jew, he was not a Christian, he was a pagan, and he also described Jerusalem in the smallest details. And the third thing is the excavations that were done in the Jewish world. So the Bible, many ancient books, and excavations. Now, Jerusalem, then you see there is an inner wall and there is an outer wall. Which one was built, or which one existed time of Jesus? We all visited the city of Jerusalem. We visited many sites in Jerusalem. So, which wall existed time of Jesus? Both of them? The inner one, or only the inner one, or only the outer wall? What do you think? Can you see the temple? What? The inner one. Why? Simply because the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and the Garden Tomb used to be outside the city walls of Jerusalem, right?
Yeah.
Now, can you see this is, there's a gate over here, the city of Jerusalem. And as I mentioned that the Romans, when they came to the Holy Land in 63 BC, they started to crucify people where? No, on top of Mount of Olives. But they stopped crucifying people on top of Mount of Olives, and they started to crucify people at the city gate, right? Next to the city gate. So we have one gate over here, another gate over there. Can you see the stones coming out of the ground over here?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
This is the Garden Tomb, the place where we have today the Garden Tomb. And you can see also stones coming out of the ground next to the gate at the corner. Can you see it? Yes?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
this is where the Church of the Holy Sepulchre today, the Calvary. So everyone who goes in to the city and out of the city will see what will happen to them if they would break the Roman law. So the city of Jerusalem, time of Jesus, the inner wall was built about 27 BC before Christ. While this one was built by Herod Agrippa. Who's Herod Agrippa? Son of what do you say? No, the grandson of King Herod the Great. He wanted to make the city of Jerusalem much bigger. Why? Simply because people started to live outside the city walls of Jerusalem, and he wanted to include this area in the city. So he built another wall, the outer wall that we can see over here. So this wall was built around 44 AD by the grandson of Herod Agrippa, 10 years after the crucifixion and the resurrection after Jesus Christ. So the city, time of Jesus, only the inner wall. All right, please follow me this way. This is a palace built by King Herod the Great. Actually, two palaces. And you can see more than 13 towers surrounded these two palaces next to Jaffa Gate. And this is, we believe that Herod Antipas, the son of King Herod the Great, was staying in his father's palace when they brought him Jesus, but he sent Jesus back to Pilate. So again, you can see towers around King Herod's palace, and the most important thing for King Herod's palace was safety. And please follow me this way. Now, can you all see the building over here with the cone shape, or not a cone shape, over here? Can you see it? Yes? This is the Last Supper room on Mount Zion. So this was Mount Zion. If this was Mount Zion, this valley is called what?
Kidron.
What do you say? The Kidron?
No, that's that one.
Gehenna.
لا جهنم رحنا نضاوع
So this is Gehenna Valley.
Where Jesus hung.
And ancient Jerusalem started, can you see? We had 3 walls at that time. City of David, a small city. Over here about 10,000 BC. So you have the city of David, and the temple was north of the city of David. Can you all see also Robinson Arch? Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and can you see the Hulda gates and the southern steps that goes up to the temple, the main entrance to the temple we saw today. So the city of Jerusalem, the ancient city of Jerusalem, where David built a palace, and he took the city from the Jebusites, surrounded by valleys from all sides. This is the Cheesemaker Valley, that's the Kidron Valley, and you have the city over here. For more protection, walls were built around the city. So this is ancient Jerusalem. Today it's outside the city walls of Jerusalem. Now, the walls that we have today, that you can see today around the city of Jerusalem, were built by the Ottomans, the Turks, and the one who built it was called Suleiman the Magnificent. And Suleiman the Magnificent, he gave money to 2 architects to build the wall, and he told them that I want the wall to be built on the foundation of the Roman wall that was built by Herod Agrippa. But these 2 architects, they were very corrupt. They spent money on other things. So they started to build the wall over here next to Damascus, where we have today Damascus Gate, in the north. And when they reached King Herod's palace, they didn't have enough money to continue and build the wall on the foundation of earlier wall. So they decided to cut Mount Zion. So they decided to build the city walls over there. So Mount Zion today is outside the city walls of Jerusalem. When Suleiman the Magnificent heard that they were corrupted and they spent the money on other things, he ordered the killing of these 2 architects and they should be buried next to Jaffa Gate. So next to Jaffa Gate, today we have two, they were beheaded, they were killed, beheaded. Next to Jaffa Gate, we have the burial place of these two architects, but only short tombs. Why short tombs? They were beheaded. This way, everyone. What is the name of this pool?
Siloam.
Good.
They took out the hippodrome.
All right. Follow me.
They took out the hippodrome.
It's what?
Yes.
Siloam?
Siloam.
Yeah.
This is
But
where
that
Jesus.
is on the other side, correct?
Yeah.
No, Jesus saw a blind man in the city of Jerusalem. He put mud on his eyes and told him to go and wash his face in the pool of Siloam.
It's a Dead Sea mud. Could it be? Wait.
Didn't it? Do I?
Dead Sea mud that he put on
Have you
his
saw this before?
Could have been.
You see, Flickr's got a smaller version of this.
Does he?
Yeah. I want to say that, you know, if we just make a trip sometime,
Yeah, we're
go over
going to.
there, and then we'll eat at the lodge or something, you know.
It's like the size of your kitchen table
Maybe
compared to this one. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. There's two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tim seriously.
I mean, it's
Oh, yeah?
smaller one.
It's in where the aquarium used to be.
Oh yeah. I like that aquarium.
Yeah,
It's
I
neat.
did too. It's just getting worse. A lot of maintenance.
Oh yeah.
Please come closer, everyone. Now, we're standing on this mountain, supposed to be what? Mount of Olives, looking at the eastern gate. Do you remember? It is to remain shut because God of Israel has entered through it. So the eastern gate, and that was the temple, the largest building in the world that was built by King Herod. But can you all see the platform now? And the people used to come out to the courtyard. Everyone could wander around those areas around the temple, but only the Jews can go inside the temple and visit the temple inside. So this was the platform only built by King Herod the Great. Can you tell me where is the Antonia fortress? Yes? Where is the Antonia fortress?
The big building.
Can you see the four towers? This is the Antonia fortress, and that's where Pilate was. So Jesus, after Last Supper, he went with the disciples to the Garden of Gethsemane, which is over here, and he was arrested, taken to Caiaphas' house. Then the next morning they took him to Pilate. Pilate sent Jesus to Herod's palace, where Herod Antipas was. Herod Antipas sent Jesus back to Pilate. He carried his cross outside the city walls to the Calvary, where he was crucified. So this is, what is the name of this gate over here? Lion's Gate. And this pool,
Bethesda.
pools of, yes, pools of Bethesda. Can you see 5 porticos? So the dam, and one over here in the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So with 2 pools with 5 porticos. The Damascus Gate over there, and that was until today main entrance to the city of Jerusalem, built in a valley called Bethesda Valley. So a valley goes from the area of Damascus Gate to pools of Bethesda, and then leaves the city from the Temple Mount, under the Temple Mount, into the Kidron Valley. Do you have questions, anyone? Biblical time, this gate was called what? Sheep Gate. Today, Lion's Gate or Stephen's Gate. Stephen was stoned to death in this vicinity. Do you have any questions? And by the way, this building, the southern side of the temple was called the Royal Stupa. This is where King Herod used to stay when he used to come to the temple, the Royal Stupa. All right, and today we have the Dome of the Rock and Al-Aqsa Mosque. Please follow me this way, everyone. You may take pictures. Take pictures if you want. We're going to visit the Dead Sea Scrolls. May I remind you that we're talking about a community called what?
The Essenes.
The Essenes. And the Essenes were very Jewish or very religious Jewish community, right? You remember? Who disargued or left the temple. Disargued the people of the temple. They believed that the people in the temple were corrupted. They left the temple and they went down to the desert and lived in Qumran. Yesterday we were in Qumran. Can you tell me why it is called Qumran?
Two moons.
Why two moons?
They reflect off the Dead Sea.
Yes. So in Qumran. Now we didn't know a lot about the Essenes until a shepherd counting his goats, one was missing. He went to look for that missing goat. He was afraid to enter a cave. He took one stone and threw it inside the cave. He thought that he would hear what?
A running goat.
Goat is running, but he have heard completely different thing. A jar is breaking. He thought that he found what? Gold. He was disappointed to find the Dead Sea Scrolls. Then he went to a shoemaker. He picked one of the scrolls. He went to a shoemaker in Bethlehem. who was a Christian, a Syriac Christian who still speaks Aramaic, and he saw that this is part of the Bible. He took it to his patriarch, the Syriac patriarch. They found all the scrolls next to Qumran. They took the scrolls to the United States. They were examined and they found that the scrolls were 2,000 years. So, the Essenes, used to being a religious Jew, they had to recopy the Bible. So they spent the whole day recopying the Bible, right? And we found also in Qumran a table. They used to sit on a table made out of limestone, and you have every 1 meter 3 holes. They used to put their 3 fingers, purify their 3 fingers before writing the name God. So every 1 meter you'll find a place, a small place. They used to fill it up with water so that they can purify their fingers before writing God. So, Qumran, and they called themselves sons of light. Anyone who's not from the Essenes were called sons of darkness. So this whole over here represents sons of darkness, and we're going to visit the shrine of the book where the Dead Sea Scrolls were kept. Let's go inside.
So they weren't a fan of the redrafting process. Another step.
Yes, the one you said. No pictures, no pictures. Okay, no pictures, I'm sorry. It's not hard here, yes. I'm sorry, my fault. Can you hold it? On my right hand side and on my left hand side you can see these were the original drawers that were found in Qumran, and the Dead Sea Scrolls were found in these drawers. So we're going to enter a building that in the shape of the building is a drawer. They made it look like a drawer, and from the outside is a white color, Sons of Light, and we have also the wall which is Sons of Darkness. As I mentioned that we found the whole book of Isaiah,